around, see if I can recoup some of my points and get yet another 2-1. Alright, here we go. Round 3, game 1. Do I want to keep this? I think that's good enough. I can grab myself a forest and to turn to Cathar Mystic. That seems pretty decent. Okay. So I will keep this. I can quasi-curve out. No actual play turn 1, but a turn 2 double. Oh, he's got the Mystic. And turn 3 into Guard or Sentinel. And I'm getting Into the Void, which is a great card. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have the blue quite yet. But I will get myself some green mana. Okay, so I think my ideal draw next turn is an island just to be able to play the Into the Void. Not that I'll necessarily be dropping it this early, but it's just nice to know that you can. It's also nice when they swing in with the Mystic, because that means that they don't have a turn to... Oh, let's get the Wall Mulch. Okay, that's fine. Okay, another land. That's good for me. So I will have 4 mana next turn, which isn't actually any different than if I hadn't drawn it, but I'm glad to be making my land drops. So probably Midnight Guard, or Sentinel better at that point. Okay, so whenever he attacks, he gets +2/+0. So he's attacking in as a 3/2. So I'd rather actually lose the Midnight Guard than the Sentinel at this point. Hey, there's my island. Okay. So, hold the island back for now, just to keep it a secret. I don't have any good attacks, so I will just play the Midnight Guard. Alright, so next turn I can drop a Meteor on the 1/2, if he doesn't attack it and trade there. If he does, maybe I drop it on the Mystic, just to slow him down a little bit. Alright, let's see. Are you coming in? Yeah. So we'll trade there. And if he's got some sort of combat trick, then the Meteorite will come over and kill it. Yeah, I think one of the things that I learned on this card pool is that you can't just keep the Weenie Rush. I needed to have a couple of those bigger drops in there, because I've just petered out much too quickly in these matchups. Alright, any combat trick? No. He's okay trading straight across. Does he have a 5-drop? I feel like that could be good enough to kill. That's got some big blowout blocks and that sort of thing. So I will actually drop a Meteor on the Bloodletter. I feel like that card has some constructive potential if you want to have some mono-red burn deck. This is just a card that can almost always have 4 power if you're playing up against creatures. So it seems like that could make the mono-red burn deck, especially since we've lost a couple of solid creatures from that deck. It hasn't made its way in yet. I think it could. Alright. No good attack there. He either gets choice of trading or blocking with the wall. So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can Sentinel and Sliver. Seems to be correct. No, I don't want to trade there. We can get his point. Okay, I actually have 6 mana. But I'm not going to use it. Yeah, I'll attack with those just to get 1 point through. And then use 3 here and 4, 5 there. Okay. So send both of them through. Of course, I could also raise the alarm and block the Mystic. Yeah, I think that's probably a better play. And I will tap both of my planes to make it look like I don't have a white if he wasn't thinking about the Meteor. Alright, so I get to sneak my one in. Play the Sentinel. Try to give the illusion of subpar tapping. I don't see any response. Oh, he does have a response to that. What's it going to be? The only real instant here. He sacks the wall in response? Alright. That's fine. Okay. So now I've got to raise the alarm in case he somehow shatters the Sentinel. Hornet's Nest. That's not good. Oh well, I have bounce. So if I do need to crash through, I can always bounce that beforehand. Okay, so no play, but I will use the raise the alarm just to use my mana efficiently. At this point, I'm just going to fly over. So I've got another 3 mana to mess around with. So yeah, I get to play my Venom Sliver. So let's make this guy fly. Send him. And then just put a sliver on the ground. So I'm pretty content as things are. I can still Cathar if need be off of the Mystic and the Meteorite. Let's see. 4. I can Into the Void and Cathar to get a whole bunch of stuff through. Ooh, that could get good. So I could bounce both of those, sum with a whole bunch. That's 2, another 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a fair amount of damage that I could force. He doesn't have anything removed from the game. So let's see, 3 for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd have to tap an additional one there. So I think I really want one more before I end up going fully over at him. Okay, so this guy will fly. Get him up in the air, get a Warden out, and then maybe make my move. I would attack with my Death Toucher, but I think he'd just block it with the Mystic. Okay, there we go. So if he doesn't do anything too major, next turn I can bounce 2 guys, sack Cathar, and come in for what is either going to be lethal or getting him so low that I just need to get one more shot in. Okay, he can take down an artifact or enchantment. I'm guessing this is going to be the culprit right there. Speaking of which, he's not really had a whole lot of artifacts or enchantments. So I don't get to use that sideboard that would be so good against that deck. If that's actually a deck. Okay. So I can bounce these 2, leave him with 2 blockers. So let's see, he gets to block 2, so I'd still get in 1, 2, 3 guys, all with just 1 power. So it's only 6, so it's not worth it quite yet. But I can do this pretty well. Buy myself another card, get another attacker. Probably going to get a verse counter on this guy. Just an island, huh? Well, I could still bounce a couple of guys with this mana, but I couldn't Selfless Cathar. Okay. So we'll send it back over to him. I don't have what I wanted from before, but that's okay. So he gets to verse for 1. Alright, not the best creature in the world, but it is definitely value. he doesn't attack, I can bounce these two guys. He'll get off a verse and response, so he'll have still 4 blockers. So this is getting more awkward for me as time goes on, especially without some kind of evasion. He's going to start having a lot better quality as this gets versed up. And since I am not well versed in this format, I don't know exactly what he's going to pull out there. Cone of Flame. I can tell you that that is an ugly, ugly card. Oh no, he gets to Cone of Flame his own. Is there any way that I can do anything about that? End of the Void is a sorcery. Man, this is going to get bad. Alright, so he trades in his Hornet's Nest for 3 Hornets. He does take himself off of being able to put a verse counter on. Oh no, he only did it for 1. Okay. I thought he was just going to cash it in. Chooses not to do so. Okay, so I can, if I wanted to, send up a Hornet's Nest and an Insect, leaving him with 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I can only sneak 1 through that way. That's only if I don't sack the Cathar. Would kill the Insect, and he'd have to replay the Hornet's Nest. That Insect does have Death Touch, so I would lose my best creature, which is really nothing right now. Nothing is my best creature. The other thing is, if I don't send back up the Bard over here, then he's got 3 toughness to block all my guys. So he's going to eat somebody there. Yeah, I've just got to play out this Pegasus. You're now on the top deck for the Sliver Oblivion plan. If he starts to get too high on Yisan, I can always Into the Void just to take off the tempo from the counters. I'll probably send back the Insect just to kill it, just so I can get a couple of points over the top with flying. Alright, the 1-2 is pretty good. It's probably going to end up trading with my Shaman. Oh, Grind Clock. That's not good for me. I wonder how many games Grind Clock would have actually done anything. And also what the optimum number of grind counters that you want to put on your clock is. Okay, so I might want to put something in for artifacts and enchantments if I see more than that Grind Clock. We'll see how it goes. It's never something I seriously consider, because I feel like you've got to get it up to like at least 4 counters to really be worthwhile, and then it's 5 turns before it really does anything. Alright, so he's just continuing to value me here. Still don't have any good attacks. So I'm going to let this one go. I think after he hits his 3-drop, I'm going to return that to his hand. Probably send an Insect up with it so I can start to get a little bit of life. Okay, so he doesn't really have any impressive 3-drops if the 3-2 is the best that he can pull out. I mean, he's just getting wide, which at some point is going to kill me. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't have anything to do anything about it is the problem. And I don't want to double block with my soldiers because I need to get wide for the Cathar to be any good. So I'm not going to double block there. Planes. I'm glad that Hornet's Nest doesn't have flying. I feel like it really should have flying, because, you know, it's up there in the tree, so something might fly into it. And I'm not arguing in this situation, but just flavor-wise, it feels like there's a possibility that Hornet's Nest, maybe like Reach, you know, because it can't fly itself, it's just sitting there in a tree, but it does get stuff that goes by the tree. So he gets to verse for 4. So we'll see whatever his 4-drop is. At least I'm getting a lot of information here. Ah, the value, a free card and a free card. The value. So he's just regular old red-green beats. Okay, well I will at least get a shot from Sungrace Pegasus here. He sends the turn back. Okay, there we go. So, we'll even out our life totals. Or no, not even out. If it was him attacking with it, we would. Okay. So, I've got him on a very impressive 13-turn clock. He has a grind clock, which will kill me before then. He also has a lightning bolt. Well, I can't even sack the Cathar to save that one, so that just goes down. And now he is substantially wider than I am. Now he will probably, if he attacks with both of these guys, then I'll probably sack the Cathar so that the soldiers trade. Yeah, I am left without anything good here. What I need is Wrath of God, which I do not have. So he only offers the 3-2. Okay, well because he's throwing the Denizen out there, I think that I'm actually going to make the trades here. Oh no, come on man, give me the Denizen. Well, if he does attack with the Denizen, I'm going to put the Mystic in front of it. Yeah, he's just going to kill me. Okay. So I'll cross block here. That'll block that, just so I don't take the damage. This will block here and actually kill it. These soldiers will go over here and trade. So he'll be left with some stuff, but if I just take it, it's just going to get bad for me. So, that block's there. Oh, cancel. Don't want to sack it. Okay. No instants or abilities. Now I want to block. Okay. Cross block. That'll actually kill. A couple of trades. I said a couple of trades. There we go. Okay. Those are my blocks. Now, I will blow up the Cathar. So I'm left with a lonely Mystic. So we're Mystic for Mystic, but he's got a value card right here and a 2-1. So there are draws that get me back in this game. Island is not one of them. Not at all. Alright, F6. So he's got 2 counters on his grind clock. I feel like he's missed a couple activations. Let's see, he's got 15 cards. So unfortunately decking him is not an option. Alright, well, nope, undo. Keep getting ahead of myself on the blocks. Alright, I will trade for the 2-1. I'll let the 1 through. I assume he's got some sort of trick. No, no trick. Okay. So he's gonna pump out the rest of the creatures. Appeal from reality with no legal targets of my own. That's rich. Okay. Eventually the peel will go on the Isan pretty easily. Okay. So he remembers the grind clock. And he remembers to search for 1-drop. Does he have any 1-drops left? Okay, no, he just needed to verse it. If he didn't have the grind clock, decking would be a valid option. But with 3 counters, unless he just wildly misplays this, then it's not. Okay, all the mana in the world. And what do I get? Okay, well, it's at least a target for peel. So what do we get now? Alright, he verses up to 2. Does he have any 2-drops left? He does. does. Good old grizzly bears. So now he's up to 4. I think he's probably going to start milling me. I don't know that the grind clock is really good enough for me to bring something in. Alright. Well, I am going to block the bears, just so I have a way to peel. So that resets the counters on Yisan, so he'll search for 3. Down to 13 minutes. Yep, he goes looking. So I've seen all but 11 of his cards. Actually, all but 15 if you count his hand. But really, it's pretty much just your typical red-green. I don't even feel like it's great red-green, it's just that I'm a pretty bad 3-color kind of aggro. Forgot to put important cards in my main deck. Alright, so I get a Rune Claw, Cathar. I have some decent blocks, but I don't really need to be blocking at this point. I do need to be attacking. He's got me on a 4 or less clock with the grind clock. Okay, he wants the charge counter. So now he can mill me for 15. I'll draw out the rest. Right, he comes at me with the team. Could kill Yisan. I think I'm just going to try to value him down here. If I block bear on bear, Cathar on a 3-powered guy, I save myself some damage. I managed to keep a bear around. Alright, any tricks? Ah, the old first strike. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter if I use my trick now or not. So he gets me there. Yeah, I don't see myself winning this game. I don't know about you guys. I even think the sliver drop probably leaves me high and dry at this point. Which of course is time for the forest. Yeah, I don't think I can win, even mathematically speaking. But I am going to let it go just to see if I can get any more information out of him. Actually, he's getting information out of me at this point with the grind clock. So concede and look to my sideboard for any red-green. So of course, board in the good cards of the Siege Worm and the Constricting Sliver. And I think I'm actually, let's just try it out. Let's get all this blue out. It's been a little underwhelming these last couple of games. So we're going to get in, let's see, where are we? Belligerent Sliver, because it's a sliver. A couple of lightning strikes. And that gets us up to 40. So we'll see how that goes. We do have to get some islands out of there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 islands. Okay. That seems reasonable for red. I need some basics. I don't exactly know what you're thinking. Not giving me 5. Oh, there we go. Okay. Add those. And we're going to try this out for the first time with some red sources.